Ready?
Everything owes its existence solely and completely to sound.
Let's do it.
Aliens.
Okay, yeah.
Are they here?
I don't know. Are you asking for definitive answer?
No, not at all. Not at all. What do you reckon?
I go back and forth on this so much.
Yeah. What, on them being here or them being out there in general?
No.
Right, they're definitely out there.
Don't talk to me.
Sorry. I know you.
Don't talk for me.
I know you.
When it comes to aliens, you believe this?
They're definitely out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Straight up.
They are definitely out there, but whether they come into contact with Earth, I go back and forth on that so much.
Yeah. Have you seen any of those Netflix documentaries they put up recently? I feel like there's been quite a few that's been about coming into contact with aliens.
Yeah.
Underground files. I can't remember the names.
I can't remember. I've watched a few of them. I'm not.
Yeah.
Thing is, with a lot of them, they're very Americanized,
So
and they're
got
very
that narrator with this deep voice. Like, I'm like, how?
and they over sensationalize it as well.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff it loses credibility for me, to be honest.
No, I feel you.
But those lights sick, aren't they? But no.
You can't take them seriously, even though it's a topic that has weight behind it.
Exactly. And I think one of the problems with, because I think with some alien abduction stories are complete bullshit, obviously, but I think some deserve to be looked at with a little bit more credibility than maybe they're being given.
Yeah.
It's because the people talking about them are always fucking mad.
Exactly.
Right.
And the people that pick them up show them in that way, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
no,
true.
I'm not saying people who claim they've been abducted by aliens actually have. A lot of it's bullshit. But like Joe Rogan talks about one. I don't know. I literally only know via listening to him. I haven't done much more research than that. But where the very first, I can't remember, but basically this couple were abducted by or claimed to be abducted by aliens. They were one of the first to kind of come out and say they were being abducted by aliens. Like, obviously, massive trend, obviously, afterwards. Like, back in the day. Yeah, back in the day. I don't know.
I was going to say, how far back does, even the idea of aliens go back?
But they were massively because it was an interracial couple. And they're
Oh, so they...
So it's a white woman with a black man. And they were massively discredited because there was a black man in the family.
Wow.
And because they were an interracial couple. And everyone slammed them. Their whole lives were ruined, but they were put under hypnotherapy and hypnotized. And they were screaming onto their hypnotherapy, trying to remember where it was. And Joe Rogan he talks about it, and it sounds pretty legit. You know, whether it is or not is another thing. Stories like that, I think, stand some credibility.
Yeah. I mean, would you lump those kind of things in the same category as, when you were talking about ghosts and stuff before?
I would say aliens have far more credibility than ghosts, personally.
But so when, I don't know what I'm trying to ask. Do you think that those two kind of stories are people put them in the same category?
Yeah.
They treat if you tell someone about a ghost story, it's if you find it legit, you're almost a bit scared to say, you know what, I find that story kind of legit.
Yeah.
Do you think people think that way about alien stories as well?
Yeah.
They kind of don't want to come out as pro abduction.
I think so. I think
not in that way.
I think also you've got a lot of bullshit artists out there. Like
Okay.
a lot of people who just make businesses, like especially around like US, around like Roswell and all that sort of stuff. Like I was watching a Louis Theroux documentary, and he's literally
Yeah.
Louis.
The big Lou.
He's literally recording this guy claiming to get in contact with an alien species,
Yeah, I think
and
I've
he's,
seen that as well. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that's just pure bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
It makes me wonder though, what if these guys are just telling the truth?
that'd be
What kind of
jokes.
horrible lives are they living that genuinely everyone in the world is just like, no, you're just talking utter shit. Because what if it happens to you?
Yeah.
I
And
always
what if
wonder
it
that.
is harrowing?
Yeah, what if it happens to you and you have this really horrible experience? I don't know why it would be a really horrible experience, but like, you know, let's just say it is.
To be
You're
hon-
imagining anal probes.
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
However, I wouldn't mind being abducted by aliens. I'd be like,
Or the anal probe.
yeah, no, just maybe for that too. But just be like, let's meet the aliens kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's have a chat with
Would
aliens.
you have a memory of it after?
That's the truth.
I don't really care if someone said, "Do you?"
Whoa.
Well,
That means everything.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't know to tell anyone.
yeah, but I just want to meet the aliens.
Okay.
If I get given the opportunity, I'd take it.
But you could have already met them now, and you're saying it now. You're saying, "Oh man, I wish I would love the
Yeah,
opportunity
you
to meet
never knew.
aliens." You just you have to.
What if they're among us?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, they could be invisible. Maybe
Well,
that's why
that's
sometimes your bin accidentally moves. Sometimes and
well,
you've never been near it.
that's
Ghosts.
It's not a ghost. It's just an invisible alien. Small
We
polar.
debunked ghosts.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But an invisible alien though. You haven't debunked that.
Yeah, but how are they going to get here?
Basically a ghost though. Isn't it?
yeah, it's basically
It's just
that.
something that's invisible.
I was thinking though, like there because like the spaceships are always spotted, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
footage, whatever.
yeah.
I was thinking, surely if
Surely
they have
now.
the technology to be able to come that far, they'd have the technology to go unseen by the naked eye.
Well, not necessarily, because
They can still- they can
it's a
still make a
different
mistake.
type of technology, isn't it? They can probably be covert,
Yeah.
and stay off radars and stuff like that, or jam radars. But this goes back to Tic Tac one.
I was gonna say, it's
No. Have you heard about the Tic Tac?
yeah, this is it's a very complex.
Have you heard about the Tic Tacs? So,
general.
I mean, a really nice mints.
Yeah.
Basically.
Is that what they give you after? At the bar business. Like, yeah, we know you went for a lot. You sat there for 45 minutes.
Here's a Tic Tac.
We heard that people like this. On the
But yeah, a load of American jet pilots
yeah.
have encountered like Tic Tac shaped vessels.
Oh, yeah.
Over the Pacific. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad used to be obsessed with like watching.
It's
this
mad.
stuff.
Like that's mad. Like for me, a lot of that, and they jam radars, and
Yeah, right.
which is an act of war. Like Russia wouldn't jam the United States' radar.
Right.
China wouldn't jam the United States'
aliens
radar.
do.
Yeah, it's an act of war. It's
But do they know it's an act of war? Do they know they're jamming
that's
the radar?
that's the thing. That's why it kind of gives extra proof to it being aliens, because you just don't jam a radar. Like that's it. That's an act of war. You're gonna have another world war on your hands.
That's really funny. I didn't know that was an act of war.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I would go somewhere and I would
Like,
say to someone,
it's not gonna
"Should
be-
we jam their radar." Yeah, we kind of want to go on. It's like the quick fix. Okay, just jam their radar.
Well, I think
Knowing that a whole world war would start.
I think if you go on your own,
that's different.
on your own little
But, like,
2-bit plane,
yeah.
don't think people are going to care that much. But yeah,
Why do you think if they are coming to visit, what do you think? Because I know there's a lot of things that other people think, about why they would come here.
I think water.
Water.
Yes. Yeah. Hear me out.
That's not at all what I was expecting.
Hear me out. So water isn't right in the universe. Water is nowhere near as abundant as we think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That makes me feel really suffocated for some reason.
yeah,
it's all here.
water on a planet is quite rare. Not quite rare, but
Yeah.
and follow the water, you get life. That's one of the most fundamental things in physics. Yeah.
Sure.
So if they're on a planet where water is in short supply,
Yeah.
then
They might come here.
yeah, and they need to find
Okay. So do you think that they're scouting?
Yeah,
Or are
I
they
think
somehow getting water without us realizing it?
I think they're right. I think they're probably scouting because I think to actually get the volume of water that would be needed and to transport it through
That's so
space.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
That's what's actually happening. And you just look at our planet afterwards, it's all green.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no blue on it. It's like they just fucking stole our water. It's not fair.
To the Pacific.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah,
Something here.
I swear, yeah, like, we
Yeah,
used to have water.
I think this is if we're looking at a unique civilization on their own. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Right, yeah.
not these galactic overlords who have got lots of different
would they be like
civilizations.
us?
Yeah, if they're like us, they've got a planet of their own, and they need water.
Then they're gonna,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
So now we've had a short break. I'm kind of backtracking on my aliens and water. Right.
Okay. So what's your new theory?
I don't know what they're coming here for. But like,
They are here, yeah.
I think to be honest, they've probably seen another intelligent civilization. They're probably probing to see how intelligent we are. They're probably
Why do they need to probe us for that?
no.
That's all something I'm just not
Actually probing.
Oh, you
Yeah.
mean like probing?
Just
We were talking about that earlier. That's why.
It's that South Park influence.
That's
not the first thing I think of when I think of probe.
yeah.
Just to make that clear.
You got some probing issues.
To make that clear to me.
Unless we're talking about aliens. But yeah, go on.
So yeah, I think they've probably seen another intelligent civilization.
Okay.
They're probably kind of like
What, another galaxy?
no, it's seen us. They're an intelligent civilization. They've seen us. They're probably looking for intelligent civilizations because they're hard to come by. They've seen us, seen signs. I think that's probably started from the atomic bomb. I think, that kind of a lot of peaks of like alien interest kind of came after that.
Each other up over there.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone was spotted. And they'd be like, oh, what's that? And then
Yeah, imagine we're just a passion project
that'd be cool.
for just some aliens. The other aliens on the planet don't give a shit.
That'd be
They're
cool.
so caught up in their own thing.
Yeah.
And there's just a few of them who are like, this is another planet with intelligent life. We're not even that big a deal to them.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, okay, keep an eye on it.
Keep an eye on it. Make sure they don't
Yeah.
destroy us.
If they see us from wherever they are,
Yeah.
do you think they can see us from their home? Somehow. Do you think?
No, I don't.
Because if they had the technology to, wouldn't they still be seeing like dinosaurs and stuff?
Yeah, that's the
Because
thing.
light wouldn't have travelled.
Yeah. So it depends how far away they are, and because when we look up in the sky, we're looking at
Stars that are like
stars that are dead and whatever. There could be a massive cataclysmic cosmic event happening right now, and we're not seeing it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if it did.
Yeah.
But
Would you want to see that in real time though? Like just on your data?
but that's probably a good point.
Okay, I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah. It's like, wow, there's a hole in the sky.
Yeah, I'm.
But yeah, like I don't think they would be looking at us like that. I think they've seen signs such as things like radio waves or whatever, or just us generally putting shit out in the universe. I think they've probably seen. I think the atomic bomb was probably a big start.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it's probably sent some sort of wave through that they've picked up on and been like, oh shit, like, because to be fair, I think radiation, like certain types of radiation you can use to determine life. So I wouldn't be surprised if that technology
that's
was
awesome.
expanded or something like that. And so then, I don't know, I'm just riffing.
Yeah.
But,
because once you start getting into like the technicalities of it,
Yeah.
you just think, okay, it's not like there's one Earth here,
yeah.
and another planet here.
Exactly.
There's just two sets of aliens.
Yeah,
right?
but see, I wouldn't be surprised if the aliens that are coming,
Yeah.
because I think aliens are coming. I think we're within the next 10, 20 years of aliens making themselves known.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Based on.
that was gonna be my follow-up question.
just I think a lot of occurrences are happening more lately, like things like the tic tac,
Oh yeah.
like crafts and stuff like that.
Technology's getting better and we can pick it up more. Is it happening now more than it did 1,000 years ago?
That's another good point.
Also, I think the
Aliens
rate,
built the pyramids,
but
man.
maybe if it was,
Couldn't be black people. They're not good enough.
wow.
I mean, that's it's always weird when people say that. Like, yeah, it was definitely aliens, man. It's like, could it not just be that they had the ingenuity to do that?
Yeah.
You know, why does it always have to be like
Yeah.
aliens? Yeah.
Stonehenge, though.
Oh, that's definitely fucking aliens. No, I don't actually. Yeah, I don't actually.
But see, even if they were here,
Why would they do that? As in, why would they come and make pyramids and then bounce?
Well, I've watched some shows and they say they're like landing stations and all this shit. Like it's all bollocks.
Who's landing there?
It's all
When?
bollocks. And like I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. But we don't need a pyramid to land our planes. So,
The pyramids are 3D. Yeah, and the pyramid's like a 3D triangle.
yeah.
What's landing in it?
Fuck knows.
Just to cool it down.
It's I think it's just people seeing a pyramid and being like aliens. Fuck it, let's say that.
Yeah, it couldn't have happened. Yeah.
But yeah, if they have been watching us for thousands of years, maybe our technology advancing to a certain rate
Yeah.
is seeing us. You know, maybe they're like, oh, they've suddenly become interesting.
Yeah.
But then there's also like the question of what if they're so advanced
Yeah.
that
What? They've infiltrated.
they don't give a shit.
Yeah, they could be.
They just like we're like ants to them.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, there might be things out there we just don't care about.
Yeah.
It's just beneath us.
Like we are like fucking dinosaurs. You know, it's like fuck
But then
it.
again, we go mental if we, see a little bit of bacteria on Mars. We're like, whoa!
Yeah. And see, this is the thing. This is why I say, if there are aliens coming, which I do think they are, I think an alien civilization will show itself in the next 10, 20 years. I wouldn't be surprised.
Where the fuck are they, man? The Shaman told me. Aliens are gonna be here.
I reckon within the next 10, 20 years, aliens will be here. And I don't think they're going to necessarily be some like galactic like colony. I don't think they're suddenly going to be like they're just suddenly going to open up the skies and they're going to be like,
Yeah, just there.
whoa, it's like an alien highway just outside our house. But I think they're probably similar to us, just a bit more advanced, and they're kind of, probing out, saying hi,
Okay.
Like, I think maybe the Tic Tacs are little prods, little, like, unmanned missions. We send unmanned missions to Mars because it's too expensive, stuff like that. I reckon if they're looking for, maybe they came across us as, like, because we are the ideal planet for life. And what if aliens are looking for another, like, other intelligent life? They look at different planets. Earth came into their thing and they're like, hey, that actually looks good. They sent a probe over and then they'd be like, oh, there are monkeys here.
Right.
Because
Because I was going to say that as well. Like, would we do the same thing that they're doing now?
Yeah.
If we had the ability to.
Yeah.
Do you think we would just go and have a look?
And if you think about it as well, like there's going to
We
be...
just go for it.
No,
Would we go
I
at
don't
it,
think
like-
so. I think you've got to be really political about it because, like, there's it could very easily turn into a war.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't it
there's...
Stephen Hawking? It was like, we shouldn't be looking forward to
Yeah.
aliens coming because if we know ourselves,
Well, it's...
we might be hostile to them. They
Yeah.
could be just as hostile.
And
to
if
us.
they come to us, they're going to be more advanced than us. Simple as.
Yeah, if they're able to come here first.
Yeah. So they're going to have more power than us. They're going to have more might than us. They can fuck us over if they want to. But I think it's a very political kind of discussion, like the most political discussion that's ever been.
I don't think we've ever.
Yeah. There's going to be the language barrier. Like, there's obviously going to be a very different language.
It's not even going to be, yeah.
Yeah, it may not even be
Might not even
language.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
imagine that.
Yeah. How do you communicate? And like, have you ever watched film Arrival?
Yeah,
I
was thinking of
Yeah.
the name earlier, and I was
Yeah.
like, haven't you guys watched Arrival? We should learn from that. But I
Yeah,
couldn't remember the
that's
name.
exactly how it would be at the start. Like that, trying to find a formation of language and
Painting pictures.
yeah,
They're so calm and chill.
yeah,
I mean, we'd be lucky if we get that.
yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not just...
Yeah, they're not like utter
And
arseholes.
thing is,
I don't know why they would want to destroy everything.
it depends
They could
how
be
desperate they are for what they like. If
Yeah.
they're looking for another Earth, like another habitual world where they can just settle because theirs is over, they will be coming whether we like it or not. And it's like, it's quite easy if they just displace us from it. Do you get what I mean? Other than overcrowding, and stuff like that.
To display, they'd be coming here for our natural resources and stuff.
They may be just be coming here to live.
Oh, so not to just take stuff and
it depends. Like they could be having the same issues with climate change as we do. They just may not see that we're killing our planet. And maybe they'll be like, all right, they've got another 100,000 years left on that planet.
Yeah. That was us in the past. So. Go then.
It's in a habitable zone.
That's crazy to think.
Yeah.
And if that possibility of that happening, if that was actually possible, as in if you look out of the universe or whatever, that could just happen any day.
Yeah, of course.
We wouldn't have any hint of it.
They could there's going to be a day. I reckon there's just going to be a day in Earth's history where you just wake up, turn on the news, or open up Twitter, and it's aliens.
I think about that as in a lot. I would just think, one day you could just wake up, go on Twitter, or someone tell you, like in a movie where it's you need to turn on the news, blah, 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 and it's just something that's, nothing else matters anymore. It's just one thing.
Aliens.
You have no control over
it. And the thing is, once aliens come, they change the world. I think, they change everything. That's
going to be a forgettable.
Yeah, they change everything.
Oh yeah, that just got
everything is gone.
It's not on my hashtag. Yeah.
But then you also have the arguments that people put up about how they've been influencing us and they're dealing with the governments and they're going to come into the public eye and stuff. I don't really buy that much.
What's the basis of that stuff?
Yeah.
I feel like they're just adding on to what they already have, which is this idea of aliens.
Yeah.
And it's people confused a what if for it could be true.
Yeah.
Right? As in man, what if aliens are in the government? And then they roll with that. And then it becomes this thing where they're really married to the idea of it. And you're just based on what? Why? I just don't understand why.
Yeah. I think
you've gone married to that ideology.
Yeah, literally.
And then even though the new evidence suggests otherwise.
Yeah, you're no, man. No. The evidence has been tampered with.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Whatever, man.
See, I have a friend who I was talking to her about aliens and having a conversation about aliens and generally, and she's just I don't think I believe in aliens. And I find that mindset very difficult to understand. Because I don't think that's giving necessary credence to the universe and generally, there's gonna be life. Yeah. There is gonna be life. It may not be intelligent life.
I think I'm with you on that.
But, if we're here, we're not gonna be that alone, and the sheer...
Billions and billions of...
the sheer scale of the universe, we're gonna have happened again.
I'm pretty sure it will probably happen again.
Yeah.
And I mean, didn't they find a planet recently which had... either almost or just the right parameters for life recently?
Have you heard about Tabby's star?
Say that again.
Tabby's star. No. Right. So Tabby's star, it's a star that we observe. Right. And the way you observe planets is you see the light, the dimming of a sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Tabby's star, right. To add a little bit of context, one of the ways that you could potentially harvest energy if you're advanced enough is to set up essentially solar panels around the sun.
Okay.
Build a structure around the sun which harvests just so much energy that can...
That just makes my head spin. You're building something in space.
Yeah. It's conceivable. It's a way which we would potentially go in the future if we were to become intergalactic and stuff like that and need that level of energy and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Now, Tabby's star, there are artificial looking structures orbiting around the star which look exactly how we would do it, if you get what I mean. If we were to build that kind of construction around our sun.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Where is this star?
I don't know how far. Like it's going to be. It's a big sky. It's a big sky, mate.
Yeah, I don't want to know exactly. I just yeah. I'm gonna go verify this myself. No,
Tabby's star.
yeah, but like, is it within our solar system?
No, like I think it's within our
Light years.
Yeah, it's not within our solar system. I think it's
they've
within
seen
our universe.
things that look
within
like-
our galaxy. Sorry.
And they've seen stuff that looks like
Yeah.
solar panels.
Yeah, this construct. I can't remember the name of this construction, but it's like it's a well-known kind of discussion of like this is how we could potentially harvest energy in the future, and we can see the dimming of the sun, and it looks artificial. It doesn't look like a planet. Yeah, it looks how we would do that.
That doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, and
It just doesn't.
and what we're observing
It's
is
just not right.
and back.
Unless, okay, how are we seeing this? Like, how are they seeing this? Like,
It's-
is it based? They're just saying it looks like. It could be like. I don't know how to ask this question, but like.
Yeah, like.
Or are they saying, nah, these fully
They're not-
look like
right.
solar panels, or is because of the way the star's reacting?
Right.
It could
No,
only be from
no one can tell what it is.
Okay.
They're just looking at it and they're
So we're
saying
seeing solar
it's
panels.
not a planet. It's not a planet.
Okay.
It's not like asteroids or anything like that. They're saying it's definite. It looks artificial, but obviously we can't tell that it's not artificial because we're only looking at the dimming of the sun.
okay.
And it looks like a megastructure built around the sun. It's that big.
Mega structure.
That yeah. Well, honestly, check Tabby's star.
said
It
what
is
is like-
fascinating.
Fact-checking
I'm
this.
gonna wait until it's like bright outside.
Yeah.
And, there's no it's
Well-
not late at night, quiet, spooky. None of that shit. Nah.
It's-
Aliens occupy that same kind of ghost story kind
Yeah.
of thing because it's just so creepy. The idea of it, like you just look out in the distance and you can. It's like that looks like a fucking megastructure. Around the star. Why? Why are there machines out there? Like that's just not. That shouldn't sit right with anything.
Well,
Unless the government knows about it.
no, like
That also shouldn't sit right.
This isn't like a conspiracy thing. People have known this. People like astronomers have observed it for a long time, and no one can give an answer as to why it would look this way through natural causes. We're not saying like they're not speculating and saying
definitively.
yeah, they can't say definitively. They're speculating and saying, if we were to advance to be an intergalactic race,
That's what we would do.
we would need to harvest the energy of our sun. That's how we would do it. And this is what could be what we're observing. But here's the
Heard of this?
Yeah, I was just about to
Well,
say. You say people have known this for a long time. I'm like, I
yeah.
haven't.
So honestly, it's out there, bro.
I thought that's something everyone should know.
Yeah,
Be on
it's
their toes.
In school.
Yeah, like be on your toes.
yeah.
No matter where you go,
It's-
literally treat each day like it's your last.
in the astronomy. Honestly, in the astronomy, this isn't like from 2-bit YouTubers either. This is like in the astronomy community. This is out there. What is it? Kind of thing. We don't know. It could be nothing, but
Yeah.
the likely, like, like,
don't put these thoughts in my head.
yeah, you just check it out for yourself, and you can make that assumption
yeah,
yourself.
sure,
but
sure.
like for me, it's pretty.
Space stuff is just creepy in general. Man.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that film Apollo 18?
Apollo 18.
Yeah. I remember, when like Blockbuster was around and you go like rent movies and shit. I remember me and my brothers going with my dad, and
You don't mean Apollo 13, do you?
nah. Apollo 13 is the actual one with
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Nah.
Nah.
This is part of the story because
Yeah.
I think my dad must have seen. My dad loves it was like space and alien shit, and I think he saw it and thought it was he just saw Apollo 18. You see the astronaut on the front,
Yeah.
and you just think, okay, cool. This just looks cool. It's a space movie, whatever, sounds legit. And we get it, take it home, we watch it, and it's filmed like, it's filmed almost as if it's like documentary style, as if like they've taken the cameras with them
Yeah.
onto the spacecraft and it's like real footage. It's not, they're all actors, right? They're just simulating that. But then it does this thing where it says that it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
So we're just thinking this is really just this cool space movie, right? And they go to the moon, and then there's this one part where they're like filming themselves, and they're like jumping into like one guy jumps into a crater, I think, and obviously it's really dark, obviously, and he's got this light which flashes every now and then, and then at one point it flashes and you see a dead astronaut, and he's like his skull and everything.
That's mad.
Right? And they freak out, right? But it's because it's done shaky camera, it's even worse, right? And they freak out because they're like, why the fuck is there a dead astronaut up here?
I want to watch this film now.
There shouldn't be a dead human being on the moon, right? And then it gets into this whole thing, and they're like, we're like, what the fuck movie is this? Because we weren't expecting it. Right?
There is something where people have said, when we went to the moon, we saw something we shouldn't have seen, and that's why we've not gone back.
This movie's trying to say that's why we've not gone back to the moon since, even though we have. But like, it was like this one mission they tried to put under wraps. And when we looked at the DVD case, the astronaut's helmet on the front cover had cracks in it, and you can barely see his face, and he's screaming. We couldn't see that when we were in Blockbuster. Right? It's like faded. So we just thought it was a normal space movie. It's a horror movie. Right?
That sounds sick. I'm not gonna lie. I want to watch this film.
It says it's based on a true story, and they do all the typical true story things. Where they give you the little disclaimers at the end, like only this many of this was, blah blah blah. The rest came to Earth. All this sort of shit. To try and keep it with you when you leave. And basically, it's like they have the shaky footage, and they go back and watch the footage, and when they slow it down, they see that something like stood up, in the footage, or something moved, and then it's like, where did this random rock come from? How is it in our spaceship? We haven't documented this. And then suddenly it's like the guy wakes up and it's inside him, right? He's got something inside his stomach and he has to cut it open. And
this sounds mad.
Yeah, it was just like, it's really freaky. I can't remember if the movie was actually good or not. But
I want to watch it.
Because we were just so shocked by it. We were so shocked by it. And at the end, it does this thing where it's like, we never, all these like moon rocks or whatever, or on the moon.
Yeah.
But 50 of them came back to the planet or something, came back to Earth, and it was salvaged from the thing. And it makes it scary because those moon rocks aren't moon rocks, they're something else, right? And it's like they were given to important people around the world and stuff like that, which then feeds into the government thing and all that sort of stuff.
See, when it comes to the moon, I only think anything
Never
if we encountered.
Imagine you driving along at night. There's a full moon.
He looked up at it and thought, nah, fuck that shit.
I think
Whatever's up there can stay up there.
If we encountered if we encountered life on the moon, it would have to be intelligent, and it would have to be a
According to
base.
this movie.
The moon just doesn't support life. It's got no water.
But what about, is there a chance that there could be any form of life that survives without having to use water?
Well,
Are we
For-
just
for
going
the-
under our parameter of what life
no, because I think in regards to like the general laws of life, at every stage that we've observed it, and we've observed obviously a lot of uniquely evolved specimens of life, each of them require water in some way or another.
But is that because we've only observed these organisms on Earth where there is an abundance of water?
Well, yeah.
Whereas if we went
But
to
if
far
you
distant planets-
for there to be a creature
yeah,
or creatures, the amount of time and the amount of they would need a lot to sustain their life to evolve to the stage of a creature. There's a lot of points where that would have been cut off primarily before that. And the moon is not an environment where it's not barren. Like Venus is a far better. There could be life on Venus. Venus, there's not water there. It's volcanic, but
is Venus? Oh no, wait, sorry.
Venus is our closest neighbor.
Okay.
So Venus is essentially
It's too hot for us.
Venus is closer to Sun. Mars is further
There's some
away.
planets that aren't like solid planets, isn't it? They're like
That's
like Jupiter.
Jupiter,
That in
Saturn.
itself is just weird.
Yeah.
And not right. When you really think about it,
Don't trust it.
it's just fucking weird.
No,
That stuff's actually out there. Like, this guy's not painted on. That shit is out there. That's crazy.
I did watch a documentary on Jupiter and how it's actually formed, but I was really high at the time, so I can't actually. It made sense whilst I was watching it, but I can't actually retell it to you now. but yeah, Venus is a far better thing for life. It's like very volcanic, but because where you have the high extremes, there is the opportunity for life thriving in those high extremes.
Yeah.
The moon's just barren.
Okay.
The moon's just a rock. That's where we're going to find no life. Even if life survives in harsh environments, it's more likely to survive in the harsher environments than it will in just the barren.
Okay, yeah. So, I think my question was a bit more abstract, like kind of, do we really know that is the only way for life to sustain itself? Or are we just using that basically?
Oh, right, so...
As I'm pulling out a bit further out, where it's like, outside of just our kind of...
Oh, yeah, like
could there be weird spider-like creatures on the moon, which don't need water, don't need anything?
No, I don't think so. I think the way you're talking about... I think the life you're talking about is like almost an extra-dimensional life. You know, so it's like life through energy, life through, like, you know... Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think... From everything we know, it's just not gonna.
So sometimes I doubt everything that we know. That's the thing.
Yeah,
And it
but
could
we've got
be just pulled into our human experience.
But we've got a lot to draw from. You know, there are a lot of different environments on Earth. A lot of different environments. You know,
that's just on Earth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying
to.
But
we can explore like down in deep caves. Where there's no sunlight, there's no running water or anything like that. Yeah. But you can still see
something would have been.
Yeah.
If it can survive on another planet. Then
and we can look at the life there, and we can look at how they need water, and how water in their environment affects their life, and how their life is sustained via like what Earth offers.
Okay.
And we can, because there's so much variety throughout evolution that we can observe, and because there's so much variety on Earth, we can see. One thing that we have found out recently, and so in Ecuador, I think it's Ecuador, there's a period, I can't remember the name of it, but I think the colloquial locals call it the gateway to hell, but it's essentially the hottest point on Earth. And we thought that it's a no-go zone. Like we need masks to go there. We need oxygen masks to go there, because if we take them off for too long, we're not going to be able to survive and breathe the air. Like that.
Has it always been like that?
Don't know. I don't know. But when
were there any cavemen around that time? Just didn't know this.
there are probably people that walked into the area and didn't come back out again.
No reason.
Yeah. But it's like the hottest place on Earth. We didn't think this whole area would sustain any life.
Right.
Biologists have gone in there now, and they've studied that different microbes that exist there, and we can then look at that and say, all right, actually Venus there can potentially be life on Venus.
It just wouldn't be life like us.
Yeah, you know, and at the moment we're only looking at microbes. You know, if you look at this place, I believe it's in Ecuador, but
yeah. It sounds like equator, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's on the equator. It's in Africa. I'm pretty sure it's Ecuador.
Sounds right.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ecuador's not Africa.
I was actually about to ask,
South America.
where is that Ecuador?
Oh,
South America.
Is my geography really shit?
Yeah. Even to Uganda, mate. What's going on?
Yeah.
Ecuador's South America.
Hold on, we might have to Jamie this.
I was literally about to say,
There's young Jamie
this
this
guy.
one.
I need to fact check this.
It is a country on the equator, but it's
No.
Yeah.
Like, but they
2,000 miles there.
where they've actually what did I call it? The gateway to hell.
Gateway to hell, yeah. It might not even be Ecuador.
Yeah, Ethiopia. There we go.
So you are half right.
All right.
Fair.
All right.
You were right in principle.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to doubt your 10-year alien story.
I'll give you leeway. 20 years. 20
Okay, 20
years.
years,
But I'm
20
going to write down the date now. Within 20 years.
Confuse Ecuador with Ethiopia.
By 2040.
Yeah.
But no.
2040.
But if we can tell that life can sustain there, and like microbes can sustain there, then we can look elsewhere in the universe, and we can say, all right, at the moment we can't see advanced life, so we can't see an animal yet.
Correct.
But give it enough time, an animal probably could live there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it would be evolved to that environment, and it would look very differently. But you know, So Venus might be the same. You know, I think a lot of the questions about aliens or life, is there life on the planet, on our planets? We look for intelligent life.
Yeah,
I think unintelligent life, like animal life, is going to be there in abundance.
I was literally just thinking that, and I was going to say, if we, let's say, you know, yeah, we have like shortages here on Earth, but let's say it got to a point where we're able to go to another planet with that technology and have a look and scope out everything that they do.
Yeah.
And we desperately need whatever, let's say water. And we go to a planet and we find that there's an abundance of animals who depend on that water. They're not intelligent. They're just whatever animals, but they're not like us. Do you think we'd be more inclined or less inclined to come up with a plan to take the water?
I think if they're not intelligent life, that's a good question.
Because part of me flip-flops, because part of me wants to say, oh, if it's intelligent life, actually you'd think that we might be like, oh, but they're like us, you know?
Yeah, we
they
can't
need that. But actually we feel like we treat them like we do other human beings, where it's like a fight for the resource. Right?
I think if it's intelligent life, we can potentially broker a deal. Like you can be like, right, you need X that we have, you know, I don't know, whatever we may have. Limestone.
Yeah.
Just pluck it out of there. They've got limestone shortage. they want limestone. We've got a lot of that. We can give that for you. We want some water.
Too much limestone, actually.
Yeah, we want water in return. Back. But if it's not intelligent life,
Does that become unethical?
I think, yeah, of course it's unethical, but I think we would do it anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
would you
think
let that get in
I think you'd have a very strong debate between scientists and the politicians, and politicians would be like, "We need this to save our planet.
Yeah.
Go in and do it." And you'd have scientists being like, "Wait a fucking second, we just discovered life."
Yeah, you don't want to suddenly drain it.
Yeah, I think
Would that matter? In the case of life and death, would we suddenly care about, preserving this idea we've been searching for so long? I mean, what if we're not going to be around for long enough to even...
I think we've got to take into consideration the measures that we could do in comparison to things. So, like, there's no way we can transport an ocean, you know?
Let's just assume we could.
Let's just assume we could.
Yeah.
Just suck it up.
Yeah.
Then I think we would try to rehome some of the life.
Yeah, maybe.
But a lot of it's going to die, and we're humans. We don't give a shit. I think we're going to have scientists. You know, yeah, we're going to have scientists. We're going to have people who care a lot about this and like arguing about it. But
At the end of the day, do you think it's just going to be straight up?
If we have to smash through another planet's life to sustain our own, I think we would do it.
We would become the aliens in the movie, basically.
Yeah, I think we would. I think if we by the time we master that technology, I think we are definitely the likes to go and drop a nuke on another fucking alien.
Just to take their resources.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Because we're humans, we're dickheads.
Would we, if we found that planet with just, I hate saying unintelligent, but just animal life.
Yeah.
Right? No human, or no life that's like us. Would an alternative be to go and just us live there with them?
Yeah, but
would we be like, oh,
thing is,
do the same thing we've done here.
The thing is, you've got a lot of questions to pose, and I think a lot of the questions would be circumstantial. So, like, cost of it. You know, can we just relocate the whole planet there? Probably not. You know, we can settle a colony there and start to build.
Yeah.
But just to pick everyone up and drop them there is just not going to happen.
That's weird that when it comes to a life or death situation,
yeah,
you still factor cost and money.
You know,
obviously it makes sense. Yeah. It all works, but it's just weird when you really pull yourself out of it. And think, this is a purely human problem we created, aka finances.
I think one of the things, one of the cruel.
That's not a problem of nature. Like that's just our problem.
I think one of the cruel realities that we have is that if there's a planet-ending situation on the horizon, life or death situation, the getaway car is only going to be big enough to fit the most important people and just sustain enough of a colony. People like us just aren't going to get on it.
but no spoilers. I was trying to think, what did I watch recently where it was like that? Yeah, it gave me mega anxiety, but I was like, because I was like, you know, who would you, if you could go on a spaceship, and I don't know, for some reason you've been chosen, and you can only pick one person, like that's the classic question. Like, who are you going to take?
Who's that? I wouldn't take a celebrity.
No, you take.
I'd take someone I care about.
Oh.
What are you saying?
I didn't add anything to that question. You said that as if I was like, which celebrity would you take? I was like, who would you take?
Yeah, I'd just take someone I care about.
Okay, but who though? That's the thing. That would be the question, right? It'd be like, what if you know, taking one person means you're muting out everyone else, right?
To be honest, I think.
Is that an easy question for you? Or is that an easy answer? You don't have to say what the answer is. But...
Yeah, I wouldn't have a. It wouldn't be an easy answer.
Okay.
There'd be a lot of shit like.
You have to get a mind map.
Yeah, but
take this
I know who it's likely to come down to.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
So you can figure out your shortlist.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Like I know there are two people. Essentially, I don't think I'd take my family, which is really sad. I don't.
I think that's everyone's. Like,
I think a lot of people would.
Yeah, I think that's their instinct to think, what, you wouldn't take your family? But actually, if you ask them, they'd be like, nah, I'd take like my best friend or something.
Yeah.
Someone you chose
I know.
to like. You know what I mean?
Like if I'm on if I'm in a getaway car for we're off in space, the rest of the planet's dead, and I'm off to fucking whatever, just live.
Yeah.
Find a way of living. And if anything, it's just like expanding your lifetime more than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my mates.
Yeah. It'd probably be more fun.
I don't want to be moaned at by my dad along the way.
Yeah. Do you think that some people would still?
Yeah, of course, some people would.
The same kind of like, we're on a spaceship leaving the Earth.
Yeah.
I'm still bothered by the fact that you didn't. I don't know. Pick your shirt up.
Mate, I think it would be remarkable how quick some of the standard arguments would fall back into place.
That's so weird. 'Cause I was just thinking now, it's like couples and stuff go. Would it reframe everything for them? Or would it still fall back into the same pattern of like, all your annoying habits are still annoying me out in space?
To be fair, I think we
clean up after yourself.
Still not doing the dishes.
Yeah, fuck's sake, let me do it my own time.
But don't you think
Go
that
to Mars?
Yeah,
Bigger things to worry about.
don't you? I reckon that's been a common trait in relationships, like all the way back to prehistoric times. I reckon you've got cavemen that are getting nagged at by cave women, not doing what they should be doing.
They only had like a few things to do back then as well.
You didn't brush the cave. You didn't sweep the cave.
Can you imagine?
Didn't clean up after you brought that deer back.
Again, I think that's actually just a human problem we've created for ourselves as well.
I'm not being funny, but I don't think
I
animal.
don't think any cave women or cave men cared about how clean their cave was. I don't think a lot of them lived in caves,
you say that. You say that. I disagree because I think you can see early signs of art in cavemen and women. So you can see early signs of music, of people having instruments. Along that, you're going to have the same thought of like, this is my home, this is my territory, this is going to look as nice as possible. That's even in the animal kingdom. You've got animals.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
You've got animals that take care of their...
How many cavemen actually lived in caves though?
Quite a few.
Not just outside.
Yeah,
is that an accurate term, caveman?
Yeah.
Is that just what we just throw all of
yeah,
them
because you need
caves
roof.
were there?
Right, when we go out fuck you.
What's the logistics?
Right, when we go out and live in the wild, we need shelter and we need water. Yeah. So you're gonna, if you find a nice cave, you're gonna live in a cave.
What if you don't find a cave?
Then
it's not like caves came in abundance and they couldn't flick through a magazine.
I'm going to be honest, mate. I'm not a caveman.
Yeah, I know. Just,
You're building your own huts and stuff.
yeah, that's true. You do that, I guess. So I guess if you built your hut, you would probably keep it clean.
Yeah,
Some
you
people
keep,
wouldn't.
you keep
'cause
your
certain
heart.
personalities and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Build
weird.
your mud hut. You wipe your feet before
Like,
you walk in.
that's your house.
I wonder if they would do stuff like that though. That's what I think. Like, I wonder how if we would see it the same way. If we could look back and actually watch, like a caveman in his hut that he's painstakingly built, would his idea of cleanliness or her idea of cleanliness be the same as ours? Like, would we recognize that they had any idea of cleanliness? But to them, they probably do. For them, it's like evolutionary. For them, it's, you know, I don't know, attract predators. You know? Therefore, I should keep this part like this. Therefore, if I have to do this, I want to attract a mate. Therefore, I need to do this like this. We do it purely for ourselves. Like, I just want my space clean.
But I think that's an inherently like human trait. I think that's like you take pride in your home. You take pride in like you need somewhere safe to come.
That's inherent.
Yeah, because I think it comes back to being like having something where safe to come back to, being able to have that evening meal where you can spend time with, like, help raise your kids, spend time with people, and you feel safe, and you've got food and stuff like that. And I think, you know, you build that up. Like, humans are very social creatures. I think you build that up, and I think they're going to take pride in what they have around them. And I think there are going to be times when, like, especially early days of tribes, you know, you're going to have tribes where you meet each other and, like, you're showing off your tribe, your home, your kind of thing. True. You know, how clean it is, what it looks like. You know, I think there's a pride you take in it.
It's weird when I think of like early human beings.
Yeah,
I can't help but just think of them as being like really animalistic,
well,
but just looking like a bit like.
The thing
us.
is, this is the point. Where in the discussion we're having, because are we like?
But then again, we could evolve and look back on ourselves now.
Yeah,
And be like, wow, this fucking animals.
also, like, there's
Podcasting all the
In
time.
200, not 200 years, but in
Always
1,000 years' time.
Yeah,
They-
fucking phones.
They also, like, let's not mistake, there's been a long period of change between monkeys and, like, what we are today, you know. And I think there was a period there when consciousness happened, you know, and, like, or intelligence to some degree happened. A lot of it's, like, walking on two legs, being able to communicate, like, having a language, you know, that kind of thing. And having that, so taking those social groups beyond what an animal social group would ordinarily be, and having that intelligence, learning, picking up tools, using tools, that kind of thing, that made us the dominant species by far. And I think from the moment that started,
Started taking pride in cleaning.
in the same,
Can't get past this bit.
in the same way that
Doesn't matter.
Who started washing their dishes first? Like?
in the same way that music started, you know, music started around that time, like dance, you know, that sort of thing. You know, I think culture generally, shall we say?
Well, you think culture started? Well, okay, if you're talking about music and art,
Yeah,
I
around
think that stuff started with intelligence, kind of.
Yeah.
And what do you deem as intelligence? That same as consciousness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say, like, the
So you put those two in the same
the moment we were able to say they're more than animals.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think from that moment, that's when, you know, someone bangs a leg and starts to make it in a rhythm, and then all of a sudden music's created. You know, someone picks up a bit of blood from the recently killed deer and, like, draws a little person, you know, on the cave painting and on a cave wall, and other people look at it and think. I think, you know, and also, let's face it, if that's your outlet at that time, and this is so new, you know, you're going to get a lot of positive reinforcement for doing it, and a lot of people are going to follow suit, you know. So I think that's where that started, and, you know,
that's the weird question that comes out of that. That's why I was asking about intelligence and consciousness.
Yeah.
Like, are they both the same thing? Because, I mean,
Well,
you can be aware of their existence.
Yeah. See, I think they're a sliding scale. I think they're a sliding scale because I think there are animals that are conscious.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if dolphins are conscious.
I thought you were going to mention dolphins because you were talking about intelligence.
Yeah.
But what level of intelligence do we then, because you said that would make them more than animals.
But see,
dolphins more than animals?
but again, No.
Like, what level of
Yeah.
intelligence? We
Right,
know that
it's-
they have intelligence.
it's-
Right? We know they talk to each other and stuff.
I think
Yeah.
They even take the piss out of each other, apparently.
Yeah, I think when we have this sort of discussion about like consciousness and like animals and things like that, I think we are limited by our own terminologies, if you get what I mean.
Okay.
You know, because I don't think consciousness is necessarily a switch. I think it's a sliding scale. You know,
Okay.
I think dogs are conscious to a degree. You know, like they're not that intelligent, but I don't think a dog ever sat there and said, "What am I?"
Yeah, that's
Kind of thing.
But how do we know that? Because dogs can
You
get like
put
depressed
it
and stuff.
put it in front of a mirror and it works out what a mirror is. Maybe your dog starts to question like,
Well, like a big mouth.
yeah, what am I? But I'm clearly missing out.
That show has everything. That's a rare condition.
But yeah, like
Featuring Ludacris.
and
Sick.
intelligence on the other hand, I think we need to stop justifying intelligence as being able to build stuff. Like dolphins, whales, they both have like very
High
complex
intelligence,
social
Yeah,
structures.
stuff that we can't even understand, right?
Yeah, they may be more intelligent than us. They just don't. They haven't because they can't live on land. They haven't necessarily been able to build stuff and stuff like that. They may just thrive in their own way and just be perfectly happy, but could be very intelligent.
Yeah.
Because
I always wonder that. I always wonder how can you look at an animal and kind of know that they're like. Okay, so if they're conscious, that's you saying that they have to be able to sit there and say, "What am I?"
I think
Or is
I
consciousness
think-
them having just
I think
an
it's-
actual experience? I don't know how to describe that part.
because
But like,
this is the difficulty. Because I think even ants to a degree have an experience. I don't think they think
do you think
necessarily.
that you could like, let's say if there was like a machine where you could like
Yeah.
swap, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think you're an ant. An ant. You know your job. You go do this. You do that.
You naturally do that.
I think you get positive. I think you get feelings of like this makes me happy. This makes me sad. Of the reinforcements of like doing a good job. Not so.
Do you think it's happy and sad though?
That's what I'm wondering,
no,
like,
but
is it instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
then
thing.
if it's running on instinct.
But then
Life or death.
I don't think an ant is conscious. But
Okay,
I
okay,
think
so that's-
you
okay, that's what I
take
was
that dial that up a scale. I think you've got a dog, for instance. Some dogs are incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
And dogs social structures
Yeah.
and like socializing with humans are very intelligent, clearly.
Yeah.
I think they question. Yeah, I think they have a broader experience. I think their experience is thinking.
How do you think a dog thinks? That's fucking weird. Because they're not thinking in words.
Not in language.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not thinking
this
in
is the
our
thing.
language.
We're limited by our language.
Yeah, I don't think they're saying bark. I don't think they know what bark means. But yeah, that's a strange question.
Yeah.
Dialing it back to aliens. Do you think aliens have the same problem that we'd have in terms of like existential problems?
Yeah.
Or do you think that they're just, if they were that advanced?
Yeah, I think I think generally when I think consciousness goes with like existential problems and existential angst, I think you only overcome that when you're a machine civilization. I think a machine, but again, you might be in a machine with existential angst, being like, well, I know perfectly well where I fit in with society, but who am I really?
Yeah. Do I want to be part of the machine? Yeah.
I'm a machine and I don't want to be part of the machine.
Because I think it's widely regarded that us gaining consciousness was a step in the wrong direction. We consider that a big mistake. For the
planet.
Yeah.
For the planet, even for ourselves.
Absolutely.
But then we wouldn't have had this experience. We wouldn't be sitting here talking about it. Are we the better for it though? That's the question.
Wouldn't have
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had. We wouldn't have created this podcast. Sorry, you guys wouldn't have created this podcast.
Would have picked up shrooms?
I wouldn't have been on it.
Oh, no, probably we would have picked up shrooms, but...
Exactly. They're in the ground.
Yeah. Okay. If you
I think, if anything, our relationship to drugs would probably be a lot healthier than it is now.
Oh Yeah, definitely, because we wouldn't be able to overthink it.
Yeah.
It would just go based
You're
on...
like, oh, this
feeling.
makes you feel good. Do more of this.
But then you wouldn't be there experiencing it, because you wouldn't have consciousness.
No.
You'd be nothing.
Maybe that's the gateway to consciousness.
Ah. Deep.
I've gotta keep faith on the day that I DIE, I won't be replaced. They call this school like a life with students, but that's one test that I can't retake. I'm trapped in my head cause I can't debate. Everyone around me wanna stay the same, I'm stuck. I'm done with this shit, let's run. Run to a new life, back to my old one. I failed the exam, now I can't be a grown up. I write these words and I put them in a folder. Stack all my ammo when I train like a soldier. I show my smart, still call me a donut. Start to believe in my self-esteem gets broken. Got a hole in my brain and it just won't close. I'm doing all I can, who I am is evolving. They be like, so what? You can't do this and you can't do that, so we're hanging up the phone, bruv. Ever since school, when I got them views, I was hella confused. I resented rules, I present my views. Nowadays, still getting into it and still being slept on too. I'm not doing too well, but I'll get there, cool. I've gotta keep faith, everything goes well. I've gotta keep faith, and I don't mean faith like heaven or hell. I've gotta keep faith, everything goes well. I've gotta keep faith, and I don't mean faith like heaven or hell. Nah, I'm living in hell right now, living in hell right now. I'm living in hell right now, living in hell right now. Everything's cool on the surface, everything's sound. But up here, I'm living in hell right now. It's a new day, had a good night's sleep and I'm gonna feel great. Life's so good that I can't complain. Negative thoughts, none left in my brain. That started nice, but I can't deny this real life shit really feels like this. And yeah, those first 4 bars were lies. Fuck this, feel like a puppet, dragged on my back on a path that I'm stuck with. Acts on my passion, I can't cause I'm done then. Stack on the facts of my past, there was something mad. I react and they laugh in abundance. Like, why you acting sour? You little boys keep acting childish. Do a little hit, take a drink, do it now, bro. Don't be dry and don't be a coward. In the big bad world, man, you're gonna get devoured. So you might as well do this. Bruv, do you think I'm stupid? Think cause you say go, I'ma start moving? Cause I say no, then I'm acting bougie. You treat this like it's a fight you're losing. Personally, I just prefer being lucid. It's a shame when they play these games like you've gotta be a seek to exude this grace. I seek improvement, I move in lanes. If I'd stay static, I'd have blew my brains. You stay cruising, well that's on you, I refuse to remain. I'm struggling too, it's a beautiful pain. I'm glad that I'll never be you all day. I've gotta keep faith, everything goes well. I've gotta keep faith, and I don't mean faith like heaven or hell. I've gotta keep faith, everything goes well. I've gotta keep faith, and I don't mean faith like heaven or hell. Nah, I'm living in hell right now, living in hell right now. I'm living in hell right now, living in hell right now. Everything's cool on the surface, everything's sound. But up here, I'm living in hell right now.